If you're wondering why Anthony Albanese has not yet found time to organise a meeting with the US President, allow me to offer a couple of helpful clues. Trump was in Scotland overnight for a meeting with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. And in a deliciously awkward 70-minute joint press conference, Trump did a better job holding Starmer's Labor government to account than the UK opposition have done all year. For instance, it's well known that Starmer's Labor government is cracking down on free speech. Just last week, they announced a special task force to monitor what people say online about immigration. So naturally, a journalist asked Donald Trump if he was worried the British government might censor him. And Trump, never one to waste a theatrical moment, delivered this gem.
You have a successful social media site. There are new powers here to censor your site, state-mandated powers.
To censor my site?
To censor your site and Twitter
Truth?
and Facebook.
Truth,
I mean Truth. Is that okay?
Well, I don't think he's going to censor my site because I say only good things. Will you please uncensor my site?
Yeah, we're not censoring anyone.
Keir Starmer blinking like a deer in the headlights, suddenly giving an impassioned defence of free speech, promising to uphold it forever.
Nothing about censoring
free speech. But that treats all adults like children.
This country is the proud...
But that can treat all adults like children.
Free speech in this country has been for a very long time. We're very, very proud of it. We will protect it forever.
Amazing. But the real fun began when journalists asked Trump what he thought about renewable energy. Now, you'd think that'd be a safe topic in the UK, where windmills are apparently the future, and also the reason your electricity bill looks like a luxury car payment. But Trump, with the subtlety of a chainsaw, replied like this.
Wind is a disaster. When we go to Aberdeen, you'll see some of the ugliest windmills you've ever seen. They're the height of a 50-story building. And you can take 1,000 times more energy out of a hole in the ground this big. This big. It's called oil and gas. And you have it there, the North Sea. Wind needs massive subsidy. And you are paying in Scotland and in UK and all over the place where they have massive subsidies to have these ugly monsters all over the place. So I've restricted windmills in the United States.
Trump dismantled the UK's energy policy while Keir Starmer sat beside him in eerie silence, no doubt wondering whether it was too late to pretend that he didn't speak English. When it came to immigration, Trump didn't even have to say a word for Keir Starmer to squirm. Have a look at the Prime Minister's reaction when a reporter asked if Keir Starmer was inspired by what Trump had done on border security.
The President makes it look easy dealing with illegal migration. You must be envious of his record in such a short period of time.
Well, look, I think we've been discussing illegal migration is a huge issue in both our countries. In the United Kingdom, it is a real cause for concern, and that's why we must bear down on it.
When Starmer stammered about irregular illegal migration as opposed to regular illegal migration, well, it was clear his brain was going into full malfunction. I think it's called stumbling to find the right lie. Have a look at Starmer's face when Trump explains how a good government cuts taxes, provides cheap, reliable energy, and has a sensible immigration policy.
But generally speaking, the one who cuts taxes the most, the one who gives you the lowest energy prices and the best kind of energy, the one that keeps you out of wars, he's kept you out of wars, but the one that keeps you out of wars, you know, you have a few basics and you can go back 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, whoever does these things, but low taxes, keep us safe, keep us out of wars, no crime, stop the crime, and in your case, a big immigration component, you know, because I know that your attitude has become strong on immigration.
Starmer looked miserable. Not to be crass, but he looked like a schoolboy who'd just soiled his pants. So I'm watching this and thinking, how would Anthony Albanese hold up in a presser alongside Donald Trump? Well, I think we all know. I think Anthony Albanese knows, which I think is why Anthony Albanese is so, shall we say, casual about locking in an actual appointment.
We'll see each other a lot in the last months of the year. That's when summit season occurs, whether Australia and the United States are both members, of course, of the G20, of the Quad, of APEC. We'll see each other quite a lot in coming months.
Then, and this was my favourite part, Trump was asked if he was looking forward to visiting London. Sadiq Khan, London's woke Muslim mayor, has overseen a crime crisis and some of the most restrictive emissions targets in the world. Trump did not hold back.
I'm not a fan of your mayor.
Why not?
I think he's done a terrible job, the mayor of London, but a nasty person. I think
he's a friend of mine.
No, I think he's done a terrible job.
So here we have Donald Trump, the man our media insists is a threat to democracy, standing in the heart of woke Britannia, schooling the Labor government on free speech, energy policy and urban decay like he's a substitute teacher with no patience left. You get the idea that Britain would actually be a much better country if Trump visited more often. Imagine that, a regular 6-month appraisal in front of the cameras where the PM has to justify his actions to an increasingly irritated Donald Trump. If nothing else, it would be good television. And you can bet Anthony Albanese was watching all of that on his television. And we all know what Elbo would have been thinking. He'd have been thinking, who cares if not seeing Trump sinks AUKUS and results in crippling tariffs for Australian industry? There's no way I'm subjecting myself to any of that. And it's a pity for those of us who'd love to see the Albanese government held to account, because Trump would sure do a better job than the Susan Lee-led outfit is currently doing.